So I'm Jamie Wright, I'm the Managing Director at the Foundation of Light. So this is the Beacon of Light, which is the home of our charity, the Foundation of Light, which is obviously linked to Sunderland Football Club. We moved into the building about 4.5 years ago, and the whole, I suppose, vision behind the building was to, I suppose, bring to life the Foundation of Light curriculum and provide a community hub for anyone who wants to access the facilities across the North East. Yeah, so we have a range of around 49 different programmes that we deliver across 4 curriculum areas. So we have football and sport as the first curriculum area, and that can range from, you know, a young person's very first opportunity to take part in football or sport, through to PE lessons in schools, through to post-16 football and education programmes. We have an education curriculum area which again works with primary, secondary and adult education, so that can be, you know, us going into schools and delivering PHSE curriculum, maths and English interventions, but equally it can be providing mentoring in secondary schools and supporting young people who maybe don't thrive in a mainstream setting. Our third curriculum area is skills. So that is our employability programmes, so that can be working with young people 16 to 18 who have, for whatever reason, haven't quite left school with the qualifications that they would like. So we do that reintegration piece with them around confidence building, CV writing, getting them ready to take the next steps in their journey. But equally it can be industry specific retraining. So we've got some brilliant facilities here at the Beacon, so that can be in our Jamie Oliver zone, where we do introduction to cookery and nutrition courses. We've got an engineering zone which is in partnership with the likes of Arriva and Nissan, where we do basic introduction to engineering, and then the newly introduced health and social care room in partnership with the McArdles, so we can do that as part of our employability programmes. And then our final curriculum area is health and well-being. So whether that's physical or mental health, we run a range of programmes with, again, young people through to adults to support people's well-being. I think everything that the foundation does now, our youngest participant was 18 months last year and our oldest participant was 104. So we do work with the full age range. So there really is something for everybody in terms of what we deliver. One of the programmes that really came to life during the pandemic was our over 55s programme. That now has over 250 members, and it's a programme that is led by the members, really. So it's a 5-day-a-week offer at the minute. We're hoping to expand that to a 7-day-a-week offer, and each day there's a different offer on. So Thursdays is walk and football, so there's a group of adults who get together and they play in the barn behind us and they play walk and football. But equally on a Monday there's a sit and be fit class where we do seated chair exercise. We've just recently been successful in a bid to deliver some slips, trips and falls training to that age group as well. So it's a real sort of thriving part of the business at the minute. So the foundation itself is 21 years old now, so we had our 20th birthday last year, and I've been lucky enough to be here from the start, so I've seen it when we had 4 staff all the way through to where we are now with close to 150 staff. The vision behind the foundation has always been to serve its community. So, you know, we always say our geographical spread is Sunderland, South Tyneside and Durham. We started off very much around going into schools and delivering football, but the growth that we've achieved over the last 21 years has been phenomenal, really, and it's down to the staff. You know, the staff develop some really innovative programmes that we can deliver, and we wouldn't be here without our partners. You know, we've got some fantastic partners like the likes of Caterpillar, like the Harrison Centre for Social Mobility, they've supported us over the years and help us continue to do what we do. So we are the club's official charity, so we are their registered charity, and we, I suppose, we say our ambition is to deliver their CSR, you know, in the community. So we work very closely with the club. Kirill, the chairman, is one of our trustees. We meet regularly with Steve Davison, the Chief Operating Officer, and Christian Speakman, the sporting director, to align our priorities so that we're supporting each other on and off the pitch, really. Community is very important to Kirill and his team, and they recognise the role that the foundation plays in that. So ever since they've come in, we've worked together to deliver in the community, to support each other. And it's a real joined up approach now, which is what everyone wants, really. I think when you drop out the Premier League, you lose access to Premier League funding. Although we still get quite a lot of funding from the Premier League, you don't get quite as much as you would if you were in the Premier League. But it does open up doors to funding from the AFL Community Trust, for example. So from a funding perspective, it hasn't had as big of an impact as it would have if we were a London or a Midlands club, where there's clubs on top of clubs. Like I said earlier, I think we've got pretty clear boundaries in terms of the way that we work with Newcastle United Foundation and Middlesbrough Foundation and Hartlepool Foundation. So I think we're lucky in that respect. But in terms of the feel-good factor around the city, when we got promoted, everyone felt it. I think there's a lot more joy, if you like, playing in the Championship as to playing in League One. And hopefully if in the future we can get back to the Premier League, I think we'll really see the benefit of that as well. But I think Sunderland's always, and the surrounding areas have always been some of the most deprived areas in the country, and I think that's where a lot of our programmes really come into their own in terms of supporting the community. So at the minute the Beacon itself is a warm space now, so people can come in over the next few months and access the facility, get a hot drink and maybe a bite to eat, as well as obviously being in a warm space. Our family learning and skills teams are delivering cookery classes at the minute, using food bank parcels, so really showing families how to cook healthy meals, despite maybe having to access the food bank. So what can you cook using a carrot and a turnip and and things like that. So I think the programmes that we deliver always have the residents in our local areas in mind to make sure that it's an impactful offer that we can give them. I think one of the things that we pride ourselves on at the Beacon is the fact that everyone's welcome. This is a community building, it's for everybody, and the staff here are, and not just saying it because they're our staff, but I think they are the most helpful people that they can be. So I think come in and ask the question, and there's always someone. If it's not a programme that we offer, we could definitely put you in touch with the right people, with the partners that we have. You look back on the pandemic now with an immense sense of pride, I think, in terms of everyone was going through it, but I think the staff here really came into their own. I think our skills team, for example, went home and rewrote 15 new programmes that could be delivered online. Staff who were put on furlough volunteered their time at the local food bank. We had staff who were going out and doing garden gate visits and doing befriending phone calls. So I think although it was an experience I don't think anyone wants to go through again, I think you do look back on it with immense pride, and especially internally, I think the staff here were phenomenal in terms of finding a way to meet the needs of their community and keep in touch with people. Our coaches were delivering online coaching classes, everyone logged on Zoom and they were in the back gardens. I think not sure the parents were happy with the mud all over the back garden, but I think the Zoom sessions, the quizzes, again just keeping connected with people, I think was really important to us. I think our programmes are set up to like the over 55s programme that we've got, in terms of we still do an element of the befriending calls. If there's people out there in the community that need something from us, then we'll always find a way of meeting those needs. So I would hope that everybody knows that to contact us, and if we don't have the answer, I'm sure we'll know someone who does. Tony was in last week. We had a business breakfast, which is part of our corporate campaign. So we get our corporate donors in sort of 4 or 5 times a year for various events. So Tony came in on Thursday last week and was blown away with the building. Again, he's been at a lot of clubs and has never seen anything like this building. So, and I'm sure he'll be back, when we do the player appearances and hopefully the gala dinner next year as well. Yeah, again, I think you always want a little bit more. I think you would always like the players in a little bit more, but I think our engagement with our players is fantastic. Particularly the likes of Bailey Wright, Dan Neil, Anthony Patterson have been in the building quite a lot. Lyndon Gooch comes in with his children, and they access the building for the football sessions. So yeah, the players are regularly in the building, and whether that's for their own sort of family coming in visiting the building, or whether that's them doing a visit and visiting some of our projects, the engagement from the players is always very good. I think our plan is to make sure that this remains a community hub. I think there's still probably a little bit of people don't quite know what the building is, so I think that's an ongoing challenge that we have to really showcase the 5 floors within the building and making sure that people know it is for them. The vision for the building has always been that families can walk into the building and there's something for everybody, whether you're a young person or an older person. So we want to keep building on that. I think one of the things that we love about the building here is, although it's a home for the foundation projects, it's not just the foundation projects that are delivered from here. We've got some really brilliant partnerships with external businesses who use the building. So SR Fitness, for example, use it for their boot camps. Art Ventures use it as a hub for their art classes with young people. So the more and more businesses we can get within the building, I think really strengthens that community offer. I think we've got a real mix of things. So obviously on our website there's opportunities to do regular giving, there's one-off donations, there's campaigns. Some of the programmes here are funded, some of them you have to, obviously you may have to pay for. So yeah, there's a real, but if you want to get involved in the foundation, even if you can't give money but you would like to volunteer your time, we have volunteers who help us as well. So I think anyone who would want to get involved or at least know a little bit more about what we do, then I would urge you to get in touch. Our Foundation of Light website, www.foundationoflight.co.uk, and then we've also got the Beacon of Light website, which is beaconoflight.co.uk. So they'll give you a good overview of everything that the foundation does. Yeah, so my role is very much to oversee all of the delivery that we do, so across all those curriculum areas I mentioned earlier. Then obviously working with the team who run the Beacon as a facility to make sure that the offer's right within the Beacon, and then provide support to all members of staff really, and just to ensure that they've all got, I suppose, the tools they need to do their job as to the best of their ability. Just I think that obviously is as much as the building's relatively new and there's a lot of good stuff happens in here, there's also a lot of stuff that we would love to do that we haven't been able to. So if anybody's got any new ideas, or like I say earlier, wants to get to know more about us, then please get in touch, because ultimately our aim is to make sure that this is a hub for our community. So we've got to make sure that we're delivering what they want, not just what we would like to deliver as well. Yeah, I mean, we've just finished our year-end results, which is always a good experience. So just short of 500,000 hours of delivery in the last academic year. Just over 13,000 unique individuals that have accessed our programmes. We've just developed a brand new impact strategy, which will change the way that we demonstrate the impact of the business in the future. It's less about the big numbers in the future, it's more about the actual impact. So we may work with less numbers, but hopefully we'll be making a bigger impact in the coming years and ahead of us. I think for the club itself, it would just be, it's back into the elite, and I think the opportunity to welcome the Liverpools, the Man Cities, the Manchester Uniteds back to the Stadium of Light, I think they're the types of games that everyone would want to see. For us as a foundation, it would obviously have a significant impact in terms of the amount of funding that we can attract, but also we've seen over the last couple of years the need for sustainable growth, I think, is important for the club and for the foundation. So we're happy just having that strong relationship with the club at the minute, and hopefully growing together over the next few years.